There's a website and all that too? Alright, bet. Check the volume. The volume's always way too low. Pull that bit up.
Okay.
Hey, that ain't it. That's the wrong channel.
You can tell.
That's the wrong channel, boss. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. I was turning this one inside time.
Well, usually I'm on the left side, but I ain't doing it at the time. At this time. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah.
Man, been drinking a lot.
Well,
We good? Awesome sauce. What's going on, everybody?
What's going on, everybody?
Hey, man. We're at our newest episode after our little hiatus. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's up there now. I don't know what I'm looking at.
I'm looking, following right. What we looking at?
What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Hey, anyways, new episode of Happy Hour Video Podcast. How's everybody doing?
Doing great.
You know what I'm saying?
Good.
How's everybody doing?
How you doing, Tim? You back alive again? Everything good?
Yeah, because y'all went out of town, didn't y'all? Where y'all go?
Yeah, we was gone last week. We went out there to Universal. Tim
Okay.
had his 21st
Did
birthday.
y'all get on some rides and stuff?
Of course we did.
What else did y'all do?
We spent all that money on tickets. So look at that money.
What else went down?
Everything went down. No, I'm just playing. We went to Medieval Times. Our night one.
Oh.
Shout out to the Yellow
Did
Knight.
you-
You did your thing, boss.
Did you eat a turkey leg?
No.
What's a turkey? You said.
they give me a turkey leg.
Oh, I thought he said, did he do the turkey leg? I thought it was a dance. I was like, what?
Shit, I can pick it up. A turkey leg.
We'll make
Do
some
it right now. Do it right now.
Do the
Like,
turkey leg.
no. I never heard of that one.
My bad.
Oh, we're being so rude. Introduce yourself. We do have a guest on the show. Samuel Adams. Adams. Is that
What?
that's a drink, ain't
That's
it?
a beer.
It's a beer.
Cool. But your name is Adam.
My name is Adam. Adam Howard. I've known Robert for forever. We went to high school together after the fact. And just here. And I'm grateful. Thank y'all for allowing me to be here
Thank you
with
for
y'all.
coming. That's amazing. What are you drinking on tonight? I mean, this is happy hour, so I always ask the question, what is your go-to drink?
I am drinking a Corona Extra.
But if you were to drink any hard liquor, it would be MD 2020. Because that's a throwback.
Because I went to Butler and that's all we drink.
Are you serious, Robert? You drank the MD 2020?
No.
Oh.
It wasn't real.
Ah.
I'm in these streets, so I drink. But for now, because I'm sophisticated,
Okay.
I
Yeah.
drink Jack Daniels, Jim Beam,
Okay.
whiskey.
Old man drink. That's an old
Sophisticated.
man.
That's sophisticated drink.
Don't do that. Don't do that. All right.
What you drinking?
So this happens to be a clear drink. Okay, as you can tell. Okay, so
Why are you lying?
it's a clear drink. It is clear.
That was the
good.
best truth she ever said.
It's a clear. I mean,
It's
That
clear
was
like
the
I
best
say all the
clear.
time. Whatever. Anyway, Adam, what we gonna do? We're gonna let you
Clear
pull from the
drink.
jar. The jar first.
The jar?
cup.
Don't mind it being a little more busy tonight than usual. The squad's out here. We all having a good time. Kids is
And
all
whatever
around
you
and
pull
stuff.
out, we're gonna talk about.
Awesome.
Cool.
hey,
So,
you may have to get a translator on
What
some
is
of
that
those.
supposed to
Yeah, because baby handwriting, we can't read it.
When he
Yeah.
doesn't write in
Because she
English, he
writes
writes in
I
abbreviations.
thought it was a joke on me, but it's a
No.
joke on you.
No, she writes in
Because
Whitney.
we joke on
Whitney
her.
writes in abbreviations.
Yeah.
All right, so
Okay.
first topic is there such a bad thing? Is there such a thing as bad sex?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, it
Yes.
is. Because, well, then again, I take that back because you know what? I have a friend, and she messed with little guys, like, you know what I'm talking about? And then she said, and I was like, shrimp? And then she was like, yeah. I was like, but she said it's good. And I was like, really? And then I was like, wow, it's crazy.
I honestly, for a guy, I don't know that a guy can say sex is bad.
If it's
Oh,
A woman can say sex is bad because they're the ones that's receiving the penis. But as far as a guy can almost get off on anything.
even if it's dry, like,
Yeah, it
I
drives
mean,
a problem.
if it's dry, then yeah, but
mm, please.
I don't want to speak so much on myself. I don't know. I've never seen a situation where it is drunk. So, if you can arouse a woman, then you can get her wet enough. And even if you can't arouse it, it's called lube. Buy some lube. So, you can at least slide it in.
I think drunk sex is bad sex.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even, for me,
Yes. You don't think?
That's some of my greatest highlights
Are
behind
you
the bottom.
serious about drunk sex?
Yes, because I do some shit. When you don't give a fuck, you
Uh-huh.
do some
Like
shit
what? Like what kind of stuff did you do?
some shit I said I'd never do in life.
When he's
I'm
like,
just gonna
tell
stop
me
it
more.
right there.
you can put it
Is
like
it
groceries.
story time? Oh, no, is it story time?
No, it's not
Oh, okay.
at all.
But yes. So yes, you can have bad sex. I forgot who wrote that question or why we wrote that question.
I'm pretty sure that was your question.
I'm pretty sure you wrote down.
Let me
Yeah.
see that paper. You got the paper? Let me see the handwriting.
I don't think.
Of course you wrote it. I'm sure
Well,
it was your
okay,
thought.
it's my
from
handwriting.
the
You hear
beginning.
it? It's
Yeah.
my handwriting.
It's my handwriting, but somebody probably threw that out there.
I don't even remember that question being brought up, so I'm pretty sure you snuck that motherfucker in there. Like always, we go through it every week.
If you want a
So-
philosophical answer, if you with somebody that you truly feel it, then it ain't gonna be bad.
So you gotta have a connection. Is that what you're saying?
If you're into the person,
If you're like just like hooking up,
Yeah.
and
It's gonna be bad.
It can be good or bad.
I mean-
but if somebody that you're with, that you're feeling,
Uh-huh.
then I don't feel like it could be bad.
People have their things and that they do and don't like during sex too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some people have this thing where they don't fuck with feet. I don't fuck with feet. You know what I'm saying? So if you get that fuck with my feet, it's gonna be an issue. Some women like booties.
Yeah.
Don't be playing with my booty. It's gonna be an issue. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
that don't
there's
mean that's gonna
things
be
that.
bad sex.
But it puts a damper on it. It's not as enjoyable when they doing stuff that you don't
Because
like.
you already got in your mind that it's not gonna be good, right? That's why. You know what I'm saying? You
Or
gotta
maybe I
have an
just
open mind.
don't like my booty being played with.
people have boundaries.
Yeah, there's just some boundaries there.
And then there's some people with no. Hey, there's some
If
people
I
with no
if I
boundaries.
just went and just chose the upper hole while hitting it from the back right in the lower hole, there's gonna be a lot of women that ain't down for that
I
shit.
had boundaries until I tried it, and it was just like, okay.
Do you have a safe word or something? You gotta have a safe word then. Be like, before we get down, safe word is like safe.
I feel like safe words are for people that if you're that's not a lot
That's
of people that
when
have
you
safe
get
word where
into-
you're doing some really
Oh.
once you get somewhere,
Bondage.
whips and chains
Oh,
and
oh,
gags
never
and stuff
mind.
involved.
Yeah, I want you to smack the shit out of
Yeah.
me and
Safe word, safe word. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't need
See, a lot of women I be feeling like a lot of women, they be like, I don't know, it be a lot of trauma be going on in the bedroom. Like, why y'all want y'all ass whooped while having sex? That don't make sense to me. Like, why you want to act like we in the octagon ring?
I don't understand
Why?
that
Like, I'm not big on that. Okay, you want to get you smacked? Okay, whatever. But
Exactly.
I'm not. Why I gotta choke you out?
Please
It don't
choke.
make sense to me.
There's some people into that stuff. Like there are people that are into actually wrestling, and I mean, there is some weird. I mean, hello, people are into dressing up like animals.
If whoever you're with asks you to do that, are you gonna say no? Because you don't understand it? If they ask you to choke them, or if they ask you to slap them, are you gonna say, I don't understand what
I'm gonna do
And
it,
then, first of all,
but
they're not gonna
I'm probably
ask. They're
gonna
just
do
gonna
it.
be like
right.
slapping. You're gonna be like, what the fuck was that for? Like, this is probably over, so I ain't gonna quit. Okay, tap out.
You gonna tap out after that?
If they, I'm saying, like, they're not gonna ask, can I slap you? They're probably just gonna slap you and be like,
Usually, people will ask you
Yeah,
before
they
they
will.
do it. They're not gonna like slap you. You're like, no.
The hair is always a toss up. You always gotta have that conversation beforehand. Cause some guys want the hair, but other ones be like, don't you touch this shit.
Don't
Cause
touch
you
this
fuck
man.
around and you had a whole head just
But
sitting
you
right
still
here.
don't know.
And you be like, what's going on?
still-
You still, what's happening?
is that really bad sex though? After you pull off the wig? That's not
I mean, it ain't for me. I find that shit
you
hilarious.
just pull that off and just hang it up. Like,
Yeah, keep going.
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
man.
What my man said.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
Exactly.
Anyway, next topic.
So, in closing, there's no such thing as bad.
Of course there is.
Well,
There-
actually, I think
depends on
there
who you ask.
is.
Me personally, I don't think there is such thing as bad sex.
If they got bad breath.
When I think
But if the dick was
Oh
good
no,
and they
like,
had bad
what
breath,
motherfuckers
That's
spit in
like,
your
oh,
mouth?
would
What if
you
they
be
spit in
Ew,
your mouth?
that is so nasty.
That's a thing.
what people spit out, your people
That's the
spit into
thing.
people's mouths.
would you
That's
even,
the thing.
Would you
Yeah.
even care about that if the dick was good?
That is nasty.
Would would you care about that?
If I'm probably moaning and stuff, and I'm like, oh, and then he probably smell, I'm like, oh, like.
If the cat was good, or what? If the mouth was good, and then she sucked it up and then spit it back
That
in
is
your
so
mouth,
nasty.
would you feel like that was okay?
What is the next? That's nasty.
Again, I mean, this is what you had to realize.
I'm married,
It's a
but
fetish.
before that, I had a fast, and I've been there. I've been there.
Fetish things. People are into
Next
there. People
question,
into that
I feel
stuff.
like I gotta throw up because Robert went there. That was,
Like people are into that.
It's gonna be another sex question. One.
no, it's not.
No, I'm trying to figure out what this even says. When coming up, business-wise, should help your friends /
yes.
family as well
Don't do
start
that.
their business.
Let me
That's
see.
what you wrote.
Lord. Hey,
That's what you wrote.
we're gonna start a GoFundMe after this
Jeez,
episode to give Miss Social Butterfly or Fly some English classes at Calhoun. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
she probably-
We gonna
Really
teach this
does what you
motherfucker some
know.
grammar.
No,
all right?
yeah.
I'm about to read it to y'all.
She's about to lie.
Let me read it to y'all. When coming up, business-wise,
No.
should you help your black friends or people start their own?
You
That
see
means
how-
there should be some commas in that motherfucker.
Hey,
But okay,
you see what she's
whatever.
doing now? She's not even letting you see it because that's not what it says.
Yeah.
Coming up was in quotations, and it was not any sentences. It was one run-on sentence.
To answer the
Look at
question,
this.
if they wasn't with you shooting in the gym, hell nah. It don't go down like that.
Whitney.
I would say if I'm coming up and I'm still coming up, then I'm gonna focus on myself and on my
Big
business.
facts.
But if I'm established, then yeah, you can reach back and try to help somebody get ahead.
If they come with you with a good idea.
9 times out of 10, you already trying to get your friends on that same boat while you rising up. They gonna choose yes or no if they gonna do it or not.
Friends cannot be trusted. Not
What?
Some
Of course they
friends
They're
can.
real friends.
Yeah, they
If
can.
I came with a business idea right now and I come to Robert about it,
Yeah.
either he's gonna say, yeah, I'm with it, or no, this is what so I feel that I'm not gonna be a part of it.
At the very least, I'm gonna say what it's gonna take for me to
So
be
it
a
depends
part
on
of
your
it.
friends. If you're in a position where you can pull somebody up, you're not just gonna pull up anybody.
That's what I was like. You don't
Yeah.
want to just do anybody.
Yeah. If you establish and I come to you, hey, I got an idea for some fucking buffalo sauce turkey legs, and I don't have no business plan. I don't have no idea. I just say I want to come up with to come cook. So you're gonna say, well, what's your idea? What's your business plan? And that's how a lot of people are. They don't have no plan, so you can't get with that.
Yeah.
If you come back with me with a plan, then we can talk.
Now, you might mess around and find out that every one of your friends has a different sort of knack that they're good at. So maybe the other friend could put the business plan together. The other friend could make the product and it work out. The other friend could network it and talk to the right people. It may work out that way, but at the other end of that, like, yeah, you got to know what role everybody's going to be in too. Like, you can't just be going to random people like, hey, we're going to do this. Let's do it together, blah, blah, blah. Because if all of y'all sitting there learning together, what you got them there for? If y'all sitting there learning the exact same thing, to do the exact same thing, what are they there for? Like, everybody has to have their own role. Everybody needs to...
Well, see, here's my
You gotta earn
thing.
them
Because when you
spots.
do come, that is true. But when you do come up, you have some friends that be like, "Yo, I should automatically get put on because I'm your friend."
There's no such thing. There's
There
no
are
such
some people
thing.
like
People,
that.
no, I'm saying, like, nobody should just be getting put on. There's no such thing as a free ride. Like, if I gotta work to get to where I'm at, why should my friends just reap all the benefits from it? That don't make no sense. Like, and that's where a lot of people end up killing themselves because they mess around and not literally killing themselves, but where they kill their business is because they mess around and they putting everybody on. You hear about all the time professional athletes. Their family wasn't in the gym with them. Their family wasn't doing those workouts. They wasn't putting their body on the line. But
Oh, just like that one NBA player. What's his name?
it's a
Last
ton
name
of
West.
well,
Yeah.
but nah, it wasn't because of his friends. He has a mental thing going on. The best one to talk about would be Michael Vick. Michael Vick was the best quarterback in the NFL, at least arguably the best quarterback in the NFL. And then he gets caught with the dog thing going on.
That was a business.
His family is living at the house where it all goes down. Why is Michael Vick taking that charge?
Yeah, that's true. I ain't like that.
Like, come on now. You living for free out here. I'm mooching off of everything you doing. Oh, no. I'm going to make sure you handle that. I'm going to take this charge for you.
I hope he got rid of everybody that was in part of that because that was wrong. He did take the fall for that one.
Like, nah, he was responsible.
I know, but still, though, somebody else could have took the fall.
But still, like, in that sort of situation, you got family there, they mooching and everything off you. Yeah, nah, like, that's on them. Like, everybody got to play their role. If you ain't playing your role, you just sitting up there being dead weight. It's just not going to work.
Yes. So, in closing, friends,
there's no closing.
And don't put them on.
Whitney, it sounds like you got some friends that be stealing some ideas or something that be sketchy the way you're acting. You sound like
When should you give up on someone after they ghost you? What? That don't make sense.
What did you say? What was the question?
When should you give up on someone after they ghost you?
The moment they ghost you.
Like,
what? Remember
we were rewording it. No, I think you were asking when should you give up talking to someone. So I guess if you're talking to them and then you're continuing to text them and then they don't answer back.
Right. When should you give up on someone if they're ghosting you? Like when?
If you've been trying to talk to somebody for like a week and they've ghosted you for a week.
But everything was going good, and then that Thursday.
It wasn't going that great.
Well, hold on. Okay, so everything was going good Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then Thursday. It's like, okay, I hit you up like a regular day, but I don't hear from you Thursday. So you can text Friday, right? Okay. So I don't hear from you Friday. I guess that's when you should give up by the day 2. But did they really ghost you though?
Honestly, it takes 24 hours.
I wouldn't even say that.
If I text you,
you give them 24 hours.
If I text you, and if we were texting good and you were responding, and then all of a sudden you stop after 24 hours, you ghosted me, so I'm gonna move on.
It just depends on the conversation. It depends on what y'all got going on.
No, that shit don't.
Lifestyles and shit matter too. Like
no, 24 hours. 24 hours.
Right, because you're going to get that text.
What if I'm on a cruise and lose my phone?
That can happen. See? Ooh.
It can happen,
yeah.
But I'm going to move on. and then you're going to hit me and be like, oh, I lost my... In that 24 hours, I would know that you were on a cruise. It depends on the situation. In that 24 hours, I'm going to know that you're going on a cruise.
Right.
And then I'm not going to hear from you. Okay, maybe something happened.
I don't know. I think it depends on the relationship.
After like fucking 2 or 3 days?
I think it depends on the relationship. If it's like a really fresh relationship,
do you have access to the internet?
But how big of
Facebook?
How big of a priority are you at that point? Like that's why I think it really depends on the relationship and how close y'all are already. Because if y'all are in just the meeting stage and like, for instance, I have a lot of stuff that I do and I get really focused on my business stuff and all of that because that's what handles my living situations. When it comes to relationships with people, if you ain't the squad or the fam, like you more so on the back burner. So like, unless I really see you as somebody that's really that close, then it may be a little time before I get back to you because I may get busy. I may see your message and I'm in the middle of something and I completely forget about it because I'm lost in what I'm doing. And it may be a little while or even a couple days before I go back going through and say, oh, I forgot to hit them back. Like it happens. Yeah. Now, but like I said,
he's like, nah, I ain't
that depends on the priorities. It depends on how big that person is to you in that moment. Like just having a talk and speaking with someone and just having a friendly conversation, like doesn't require speaking to somebody every day. Some of my best friends, I may go a year and not talk with them at all. And then we get back and get to chatting and like it's never left.
Right.
So why should I put somebody that's brand new and give them way bigger priority to somebody who I see as my brother or sister that I've known my whole life and don't speak to that much?
Yeah.
Like, I think it really just depends on that relationship. Depends on what you got going on. Like,
I think
it depends on the person too. Because I think it depends on the person too. Because I know people who literally you'll text them and they always answer back like 3-4 days later because they don't like texting folks.
Yeah.
They're like, you know me, I ain't gonna text you, but then they'll send you memes and I stop my Instagram, and you be contacting
like
them that
that.
way, yeah.
And sometimes it be like that. It depends on what platform you hit them up on. Like, texting may not work, but you can go on the social media site, and because they're just on there, it'd be easier
Yeah,
to
and
reach
they'll
them.
actually communicate
It's easier
with
to
you.
reach them that way.
I don't think that it matters as far as like your homeboys and somebody that you're interested in is totally different. So I can hit my homeboy out and know that he's busy or whatever, and he may not message me back for a couple of days or a day or so.
Right.
Or somebody that I'm interested in that I'm actually involved with, that I expect them to hit me up in 24 hours.
Ooh.
If I
So you go
message
with the 24 hours.
if I message them, I
Uh-huh.
expect them to hit me up within 24 hours.
Okay.
So I understand what you're saying, but in the same sense,
Right.
it's just like if somebody that you're interested in,
Mhm.
are you not gonna reach out to them, even considering whatever you may not have service or you may not have your phone? Are you gonna reach out to them in other platforms?
I said, fuck that shit because it's simple
Somebody
fact-
that you're interested in.
Because let me tell you something. I feel like I shouldn't have to chase you.
No, somebody that's messaged you.
Yeah, but if I haven't heard from them within 2 minutes, I'm gone.
Within how many?
2 minutes, and you say he was bad for 24 hours. You said 2 minutes.
Alright, okay.
2
But
minutes.
A motherfucker can't leave their phone in the bedroom and take a shit.
You cannot go take a shit. Now, you better take that phone
Like,
in
for
there
real?
with you to go take a shit like
Yeah,
that.
that's over with.
Uh-huh.
It's dead as fuck. You are
2
all
minutes.
in the
I'm in
camera.
I just feel like it may take a 24 hours. I give them 24 hours
Okay, I hear you.
because you don't know what situation that they're in, whatever.
And
But
24 is definitely better than 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
I meant to say 2 hours.
2 hours.
Fuck that shit. I don't care.
I done-
Who
I done-
pulling next?
I done messed
You.
with bitches in 2 hours and they got no response.
I mean, really, I
So
think
I
you
should
like
just
the
cut 'em
person.
off?
Yeah, just cut them off. Fuck it. Pretend like that's my thing. I can do that. I can just pretend like I never met you.
Wendy, I never heard 2 hours. Oh my gosh.
That's off the chart.
Alright, so what do you think is the stigma behind the fear of trans people? Oh, that's a good one. Oh, I don't know. I think I don't know.
Too many people have this idea of how things are supposed to be. For me, I have for me, for instance, I feel like, for one, trans shouldn't be a thing to begin with. I feel like trans comes from the construct of what a boy and a girl should be. Like this construct that we make up. A man and a woman, the only true difference is the biology. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to mannerisms, titles, responsibilities, all of that, like, that's something that we made up. That's not something that is a natural thing. The only reason trans people feel like they have to be a certain way is because we have said what a boy should be like and what a girl should be like. And
Is the trans?
That
Is
ain't
that
a
when
thing.
they want you to refer to them, like when they get that whole change and stuff? They want you to refer to them as a he or a her. You know what I'm talking about?
The opposite sex,
Yeah.
they go and get the
Yeah.
surgery.
not necessarily all get surgery.
No,
though.
not all of them don't get surgery.
A lot of trans people are straight.
What you mean straight?
Like, they might, like, here's the thing between trans and queer. There's a difference. When you talk about a trans person, for the most part, a trans person more so feels like they're just in the wrong body.
Okay.
They still like whoever they like, but that's more of a identity crisis than a who do you like or who do you love thing. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, like, with gay, lesbian, bi, whatever, like, that's more of who do you love type deal. Trans is more of a myself and how I identify type deal. So, like, when it comes down to it, people get they throw all this stuff out. The biggest thing has been D Wade's daughter or whatever now.
Okay.
People feel like D Wade's daughter is too young to be calling himself a girl. But
How old is
he's like a teenager.
Yeah, 13.
But,
12,
like,
13, something like that.
You knew what you liked at 13. You knew who you was at 13.
I heard of that too. I heard that some of them that's young is like, well, I mean, like 10 and 13 or whatever. It's like they don't even know. Like they haven't found themselves yet, which could be true. Could be right.
Nobody's found themselves, but we all knew who we was and what we liked.
Mm-hmm.
Like we all had the answer to that at that age. Like it wasn't a question to it. If anything, we were confused because what our parents or what society told us we should be didn't correlate with how we actually felt. That caused confusion. But when it comes down to actually who we are, what we like, we knew that. There wasn't a question about that. Like I knew I liked women long before 13 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like it was no question about it. I was comfortable being a boy and girls had cooties at 10 years old. It wasn't no question about it. You know what I'm saying? So like just because somebody doesn't feel the exact same way, I don't think that people should just turn around and we got the opportunity to ask a trans person, so I wonder if we should.
That's what I said.
Alex!
Oh.
Yeah, Alex.
So why
Get your bitch ass down here!
So why should it be a fear though? Like the question is.
We got a question that applies to you for the show. So come in, tie in. All right, ask the question.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second. Because I folded it.
If you're cool with it, I mean.
Yeah.
What's up?
Okay. Wait a
Yeah,
second.
right now.
What do you think is the stigma behind the fear of trans people? I know it was a fear.
Fear, but not.
Like society might not accept.
Yeah,
you, or-
there's always that, like, you know, of course you want to be your authentic self.
Mhm.
And present yourself as you see yourself or as you feel like you are, as you are. There's always that potential sense of rejection. And of course that can send anybody down a downward spiral. Which is, you know, you don't want to do that. So you want to go out there, you want to socialize with whomever, you know, live life as normal per you know, how you were doing before you even transitioned.
It doesn't really. I don't think it really. Obviously, it doesn't change who you are because
No.
it's like you're still the same person,
Certainly.
just different appearance.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
But it's
all,
kinda-
all you're doing is painting an image.
Yeah.
Painting it as you see yourself.
It is kind of like different. Like I can like in later years, it made more sense why Alex made the transition compared to earlier years
Right.
because like your body started changing in a more feminine way in the later
Certainly.
years. So like it made more sense why you wanted to keep the old thing going.
Yeah.
Because like how long have you known?
Quite some time. I mean, it's not. I mean, like when we had this conversation,
Yeah.
I approached you,
Yeah.
and you were like, "Well, I mean, this has always been how it's been. I mean, nothing's really changing except your physical appearance.
Yeah.
But I mean, nothing. It's not like, oh, I came into this world as, you know, female, and I act this way, and this. It's always been like a natural type of thing.
Yeah.
It's never been like, oh, well, you know, I have to act this way. I'm you know, it's not a set thing. It's just it's hard to explain.
Yeah.
It's just like I just came into the world like this. It's not like a.
And to bring a little more perspective to it, me and Alex, we've been kicking it since the kindergarten. So like 4 or 5
wow.
years old, we've been kicking it, right? Alex has always been like one of the boys. We've always seen like, I'm gonna change the pronoun because back then it was different.
Right.
But
Right. I mean,
you know,
yeah.
for Alex, like she was always like going to be the best friend. That was gonna be like the difference in the wedding. She was gonna be my best woman in the wedding or whatever. Like because Alex is just that's how we always grew up type stuff. So like I didn't realize how much of a change it would even be for me for Alex to do the transition because Alex has always been Alex.
Exactly. That's exactly what you said when we had this conversation.
Yeah. So
I've always
like,
been this person.
it was even confusing for me because I was just like, why would you want to change?
Right.
And then-
I see what you're saying.
But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Alex has always been one of the boys. You know what I'm saying? Really, the only thing that has changed is the pronoun.
Right.
That's really the only thing that's really even different now.
Mhm.
But everything, I mean, the voice got deeper,
Yeah.
facial hair now.
Deeper than yours.
Huh?
What's
But
deeper
Alex-
than
Alex-
what's deeper than deeper than
Alex
other
still
one?
a bit- Alex still a bit-
That shouldn't. I mean, like it's messed up because society, you think that will be scared, but it's probably because they're not educated.
They're not.
They're not-
Yeah.
They're
And
not.
so
Yeah.
that's something that needs to happen.
Yeah.
It's just the education part.
You have to be.
Let-
You have to be willing to. No, not to cut you off, but you have to be willing
So that thing right where it came from?
to seek information to further understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the bigger thing,
That's true.
and that's what a lot of people don't want.
You gotta be open to take that information in.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. And to go on that, and the issue with the trans community is, if I were to like a trans person, somebody that was born a male but transitioned to female,
Uh-huh.
I'm worried about if I'm gonna be considered gay,
Right.
and that's something else that needs to be addressed. Like, if a person that is trans, will I be considered gay because of what they were born as
Right.
and what they transitioned to? But I mean, it's not.
It's
That's
something
not
more
the
than
case.
that, right?
Yeah, it's more.
You get like I said, it's got to be education. A lot of people
Yeah,
got to be
that's
educated.
it.
about it.
that's it. When it comes to trans, like I said, it's more so identity. There are
Yeah.
tons of trans people who are still technically straight.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It looks like a same-sex thing, but it's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What was it? Flames Monroe or whatever? Like, would
Oh,
tell you
yeah, I know what you're
firsthand,
talking
like,
about. Yeah.
I'm a man, da-da-da-da-da, but I'm a woman, but I only have sex with women. Like,
Mhm.
he doesn't cut his thing off. He ain't trying to do none
Yeah,
of
I mean,
that.
it-
It
that's-
still
yeah,
identifies as a
There's
woman.
a number of people, trans folks that have not actually physically transitioned.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they can go through. You can be trans and not take hormones. You don't have to go through bottom surgery. You don't have to go through
Camera
top surgery. None of that stuff. You don't have to do that.
What did? The camera died? My phone did?
But mine's still going.
Dang, we could have put it on the charger, but it's all good. No worries. The mic's still going? Okay, bet. All right, we still on.
But yeah, I mean, so I mean, people still say the way they came into the world. Like,
Well, thank you.
there's a lot of conversation.
Definitely educated me on that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know.
Oh yeah, people still. I mean, you don't.
Yeah,
you don't.
it's a
You don't.
whole other community.
You don't.
Right.
You don't. People don't. It just depends on your mindset as a person.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, I felt like I needed to.
But the important thing is
Right.
that you're still you inside.
Exactly.
That's all I
A
need.
bitch.
Now, here's a question. Here's something though.
Oh,
Here's something
I
though.
feel like you've been threatened.
Here's something though. Here's something though. Why did you feel the need that you have to do the physical change? Is it because of like because I mentioned it before
Oh,
you got
yeah.
here. Is it because of more so like society's
Yeah.
construct of what a man and what a woman should
No.
be and what they should do,
No.
what they look like? Like,
I felt that I would be more in line with who I am.
okay.
Because I mean, I of course, you hear people saying that I feel trapped, I don't feel right in my skin, all that type of stuff. But I
So
think,
it's really them,
yeah,
y'all.
yeah.
It's like, yo, I'm doing this for me. Like,
I-
don't matter what
I mean,
y'all
like,
saying.
and to put it in crass terms, I don't give a damn what anybody else thinks.
Mhm.
I mean, at the end of the day, I gotta work myself.
Yeah.
I'm not here to impress you.
Mhm.
So
What
I-
is
I-
that like?
I-
Like, it's hard for me to understand that because, like, for me, I sort of see the word as like there are no mistakes. Like, you are who you are. There's no mistake with the way that you made. Like,
Right.
I don't even fix my teeth.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, it's not like a
because
mistake.
you know what I'm saying.
Right.
They make braces.
I know they do, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
but so like for me, that's hard. Like,
Hey.
and I'm just saying, like, for me, that's harder for me to think of because for me, it's like, why would you want to change who you are unless it's hard to look at because of the way the world views it, or the way you see the world. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
So it's like, what made the whole,
Yeah.
what made it to where it's that important to change your physical self?
Feel complete.
To
Yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly. Again, you want to live your
Truth.
authentic self.
Yeah.
You do. And like I said, I felt more like in line with myself. I already have the mental, spiritual, whatever
Yeah.
component. The physical aspect is missing.
Yeah.
Just-
You didn't feel
just-
complete.
So it's like,
That's
look-
what it
so it's like
is.
looking in the mirror and not seeing the person you feel.
Yeah, I mean,
And
The
it's
yeah,
like-
same way you would go and look in the mirror and be like, "Oh, my stomach is big."
Yeah,
I'ma
I
go
got
to
that
the
problem.
gym.
Right.
I'm gonna go to the gym.
Yeah.
They say, "Oh, I have such and such body part," or so I'm gonna go and get it taken care of.
Right.
Yeah.
So they just go and get it taken care of, and it may be a different extreme than the next, but if this is what they need to do to take care of them to feel more complete with themselves, then
Come on now.
hey, it is what it is.
I don't know if we've ever gotten this deep on a topic ever,
No.
and we appreciate y'all
Thank you.
because straight up, like, I literally just called this motherfucker from upstairs, like, hey, come down here and speak on this shit, and like, he just came out here,
When y'all
spoke
said that, I was
on,
like,
spoke
we
on the
got
truth,
one? Like, I
like.
got so
I'm
many
I mean, again,
Gotta be educated.
Yeah.
Like,
When I called you Chiquita Banana up there?
I didn't hear that.
yeah, one time it's like, whatever.
It just
Yeah.
went right over my head, but
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no,
I'm slightly educated.
That's
But it ain't
good.
so-
I mean, again, but I appreciate the fact that you are, like I said, seeking to further your understanding.
Yeah.
That's where it starts.
Yeah.
That's always
Yeah, exactly. Because a lot of people don't understand,
Right.
and the point of the matter is, you don't understand. Are you willing to understand?
Yep.
You gotta be
Or if
open.
you're not, because there's some people it's like, oh no.
Rejected off the
In
top.
the Bible, there's male and
Yeah,
female.
yeah.
But are you
Of course,
willing to
they always
understand
talk about
how a
that.
person feels?
Yeah. Yeah.
And like even with Alex, sometimes I catch before I say something,
Right.
do I need to say he?
Yeah.
Do I need to say she?
Yep.
Just because I knew Alex from back then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not about flipping the switch.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
it's
you
not
talk about what,
that
3-year change now
I
compared to.
three now.
So-
Yeah, compared to
are
like
all your
25
friends
years
saying
of knowing
he-
somebody.
Yes,
he
yes,
now?
yes.
Okay.
And that's another thing. That's,
Is it because you told them to, or
I
they just like?
both.
Okay.
So I mean, of
Yeah.
course, to new people who don't know me, I'm not put too much out there, but if they see me as you see me,
Mhm.
I mean, so say for instance,
I'm
again,
telling you.
you didn't know.
I did not know.
You did not know until
I
I
did
came
not.
down here.
You didn't know for
I
real?
did not know.
No.
See, I got 28 years
Yeah, see,
before this, so for me,
Yeah.
it's like I can't unsee it.
Because he
I'm
came.
saying-
I'm saying here.
Yes,
You know
that's
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying?
saying.
That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, because he came down here for the drink,
Yep. Yep.
and that's. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's another guy.
But
duh.
for,
Like,
Yeah, I
but for
get-
those of us who don't know
Exactly.
him before,
Uh-huh.
it's just like okay.
It's gonna take a minute.
I got
The
it.
ones before to
Before,
transition.
yes.
And then- and
For
then-
somebody like me and Nay, it's like you're he.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
you're
what
he.
that's what you meant him as.
Exactly. Exactly.
But for those of us that known him before, it's just like, okay, I want to be respectful.
Yeah.
And I want to, but at the same time, just off fucking muscle memory,
Yep.
I'm gonna say whatever.
And it happened.
Now,
I mean,
certain
that's
things
what-
did start making sense later on. Like, now I understand why you were so pissed when we saw you in dresses growing up. Like,
Again, I mean, not to consume y'all's time. Like, you, in my mind, here I was going through the motions.
Mhm.
Of course, I feel this way, but I'm not not fighting it. I'm not rebelling.
Right, you feel like you're free now
Exactly.
because you did the whole transition.
Exactly.
Because if not, then you probably would have still been trapped. Felt like
Oh
you were
yeah.
trapped.
Oh yeah. Oh
You know
yeah.
what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah. It's. I told myself I was not
What the
going.
hell?
I was not
We're
going
not
into my
doing too
30s.
And damn,
Like that.
Tim. So did you lose some friends?
No.
What do you mean, were you-
And if I have,
you some
they haven't made themselves.
Right.
But I mean, no. I mean, at the end of the day, people care about you. They care about you.
have you ever had a traumatic experience, even just being gay?
See, that's the thing. Okay.
Do I need to pour some more alcohol?
No, time out.
Time out.
Until 3 years ago, you were.
Hold on a
No.
second.
And
No.
Let's go ahead and end this because
And honestly, that's
I was
where.
say, okay, well,
And
Cut
that's
the
where I
mic, cut the mic, because I got questions.
And honestly, that's where.
that is a school night.
That's where I get
So
lost
I'm
at.
saying, do I need
I'm
to
super lost right now.
That's where I get lost at.
Okay, so this is the end of
So-
the happy
Yo,
hour.
check this out. We're gonna have a whole nother episode. We're gonna bring Alex back. We're gonna talk about this shit. The whole deal. So, yeah, we go ahead and cut. On the next